Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Stormworks. We are once again working on our micro carrier here in the build space. In this one, we are going to be working on the interior a little bit more. We're going to be working on some layout plans, and then later in the episode, I'm going to get a shower room done. Real quick, right now, we're working on a bathroom for one of the upper floors. So we're kind of just going to get right into it in this one. Nothing too fancy, nothing crazy in this one. We're just, again, trying to work on getting this thing done and finished up. Good news is it is basically almost done now. I'm just kind of working on some bug fixes and some other things. I'm working on a couple of the other versions before I release it. I know a couple of you mentioned in the comment section in the last episode, is there going to be like a light version, a multiplayer version? And the answer to that is yes. So I'm working on a completely gutted interior version of this ship that will basically be physics flooded in a lot of the areas. The rest of it will be a lot less detailed, a lot less paint blocks, a lot less logic, that kind of stuff. And that is really going to be more for multiplayer use. So don't worry, I definitely I keep that in mind. I know that this is going to be quite a laggy ship for a lot of you, so I wanted to have a light version. It looks exactly the same on the outside. The deck is detailed just as much, so you can still use it for like your carrier gameplay, roleplay kind of stuff. But it will, you guys will get a light version of this. I'm also going to make a search and rescue version of this, but in the meantime, I'm going to just let the time lapse roll. If you guys like this series, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Keep coming back for more. As per usual, I'm going to keep these videos coming until we get the ship done. Once it gets on the workshop, I'll let you guys know. We'll do a couple gameplay videos and whatnot. But yeah, that's pretty much what we got in store for today. We are just going to kind of work on this bathroom quick, and then we're going to head downstairs to the floor with all the bunk rooms, and we are going to start working on a shower room too. All right, so you guys saw me do a bit of work here. I got the upstairs bathroom done, and then we did a little bit of just kind of layout planning for the future. So that other room that I kind of closed off behind the lift there, if you were kind of been following with the series, behind the lift there, that's going to be a workshop. So we're going to have kind of like a parts workshop with a couple of machines in there. These right here are our shower stalls. So I'm just working on getting these in. These will work. They are going to have hot, fresh water that is pumped to the showers, as well as a couple sinks in here. So this is on the floor with all of our bunk rooms. It's not really a necessary feature in Stormworks in my typical fashion, but it's fun. It's a detail, whatever. I like doing it. I like playing around with the plumbing system specifically a lot in Stormworks, so that's kind of why you see me go a little crazy with a lot of the plumbing in this game. But we are just I'm just trying to work on making these little stalls kind of as small as possible, but also big enough to fit a person in it, obviously. So that is kind of the main concern. Is this room's not really that big, so I'm trying to cram as many showers in it as I can. We end up getting 3 showers, 3 sinks, and then I even throw like a urinal in here and a couple other just like a changing table and a couple things. But for the meantime, yeah, that's kind of what we're doing. So I know I kind of jumped right into the time lapse in this one. It is a little bit longer of an episode. We got a lot of building to do in this one, so I kind of wanted to skip ahead and kind of get a lot done before we start talking about it. The tricky thing with this is routing the plumbing, actually. The water heater is on the other side of the hallway, and there's not enough head clearance to bring the pipe across on the ceiling. We also have to keep in mind that the ceiling is going to have a crane on it, too. So I haven't really added that yet, but I did talk about it. I mentioned it. There is going to be a crane that goes across this floor so you can load TV missiles into the missile gantry, and that is from the storage down in the blast storage, so in the bottom of the hull. That way you can store the weapons safely, and then you can also reload them on the ship without having to go to the workbench, which is, again, in classic Al fashion, not necessary, but I thought it was a really fun feature, especially if you wanted to just load this thing up and go somewhere and kind of not really need to go back to the workbench. It's got enough resources to stay out in the water for a very long time. It produces its own water. It carries over 100,000 liters of diesel. So it's definitely got a lot of resources to stay out in the water. So I kind of wanted to think forward. The missile gantry can't really hold that many missiles. So that was one of the things that I kind of wanted to emphasize in this floor specifically, was being able to reload some of the systems. All of the other systems, like the guns and stuff that I showed off last episodes, they are not auto-reloading. Just kind of keep that in mind. So they do have ammo storage around them, every single one of them. And there is access to the ammo drums on the individual weapon, but they do not have infinite ammo, and they do not automatically reload. So that is something to keep in mind. I usually just play with infinite ammo on when I play this game. I don't know if a lot of people do. I would assume a lot of people probably do, but because of this, that's kind of one of the reasons that I decided not to put autoloaders. The other main reason is they tend to take up a lot of space and a lot of logic and have a lot of physics bodies. So I didn't want to increase the lag problem that we're already going to have creating a ship this size, this detailed. Kind of going back to why I'm making a light version is because I know, realistically speaking, Stormworks multiplayer can't handle a ship like this. The idea of the fully detailed version is more for single player. If you have a really good computer or a really good server, you might be able to handle it. I will say, out in the water, it does. You get really good frames with this thing, so don't be too concerned. Like, oh my god, my computer's not going to run this. Your computer will be able to run this ship. It just, in a multiplayer server, probably not going to like it so much. I can confidently say I play on a laptop and I get a smooth 60 frames once you get this thing out into water. Another nice thing about it is specifically designed to work on any physics detail, so you don't need to run this on high physics detail. If you want, you can run it on low, and in fact, a lot of times when I'm building, I just keep it on low because it gives you guys better frame rate while I record. So that's a nice little thing to keep in mind. It is going to be obviously a very large creation. I'm sure it's not going to be super friendly for everyone's computer, but for the most part, if you have a semi-decent computer, you will be able to spawn this thing and run it and not really have any issues. Just kind of speaking from experience, I know obviously a laptop is not going to be anywhere near as good as a lot of the gaming PCs I'm sure you guys are on. But I just kind of wanted to cover this because I know it is kind of a space for concern for a lot of you, and I totally understand because a lot of creations in Stormworks can get pretty laggy. But enough of that. We got all our showers in here basically done. So that's kind of what the layout looks like. I'm going to push this wall back here just so we can kind of make sure we don't lose this space. And later on when we work on the workshop, I actually cram a lathe into this corner. So nice little corner to cram like a little piece of machinery in and save us a little space in the workshop itself. So definitely, like I said, if you guys are interested in creating a workshop or seeing how I do that, definitely stick around. We'll be doing that later in a few episodes down the line. But for now, I'm just kind of trying to get a lot of the living quarters and that kind of stuff done for the most part. And then, we'll kind of bounce around the ship a lot too. I don't want to just bore you guys with just this, just the interior of this floor and stuff. So we'll bounce around a little bit. Don't worry about that. But for the most part, we're starting to make a really good headway on this floor. This floor is going to be the biggest of them all. So once we get this one done, the build will start to go a lot faster. And tell you the truth, it is a lot closer to done than you think it is. It's, we probably still got another few weeks of building episodes. But I plan on trying to have it completely done by the building challenge. And then that way me and some of the mods in our Discord can kind of test it out, make some gameplay videos, do some stuff like that. So you guys aren't just getting building videos. I do plan on doing some gameplay videos. And that also brings me back to, if you guys are new to the channel, definitely check out our Discord. We have a nice Discord, a great place to kind of hang out, meet some friends, learn some stuff about Stormworks. The link to that will be below in the description. That's also where you can kind of find more of the details about the building challenge and stuff. But again, I'm kind of yapping. Right now I'm working on a urinal, completely useless. Don't ask me. I don't know why. It actually goes bye-bye. This one doesn't stay. I put a sink here. That way people can kind of, get up and like brush their teeth, do their morning routine stuff without having to share the one other bathroom that's on this floor. So that was kind of the idea with that. It's going to look kind of similar to this, but it's not at the same time. I'm going to make it a lot smaller, and then this wall is going to become a sink. But yeah, that's kind of what we got going on in this episode in general. Not a whole lot, just a lot of building to get done. As per usual, there's a lot of stuff to get done on the ship, so we're just slowly tackling that and kind of taking small bites at a time, trying to get the interior done and whatnot. But here we go. I'm gonna go ahead and delete that. I think it ended up looking pretty bad, so I'm gonna put it on the wall behind it. We have a little bit of a blank space on the wall, so we should be able to cram something there. And then I think a sink over on this wall is much better suited. And I know a lot of building in this episode, not a lot of spawning in the world, and we're kind of staying in the same room. So I know it's a little bit of a longer one. So if you are here and you're still watching, thank you. I appreciate that. But yeah, this is kind of just the standard long form building of my channel. So, I know a lot of you are newer. This is kind of what we do here. So I am not going to rush any of my builds. They're all going to take a lot longer than a lot of the other Stormworks YouTubers. I like to think that I'm putting a lot more detail into these than most builds, and that's fine. There's a lot of great builders out there. You can kind of ask them the same thing, and a lot of them will tell you can't really rush a lot of this. A lot of it is just patience. How much time are you willing to spend on stuff? And in my case, it's probably a little bit too much time, but there's a lot of really good Stormworks channels out there that are doing a lot of very quick builds, doing a lot of stuff, trying to cram out a lot of builds in 1 month or so. That's not me. So just kind of come to expect that, guys. I know a lot of you are very concerned about when's this coming out. Guys, please don't ask me when it's coming out. I'm not going to answer that question. I don't have an exact date for you. I'm going to get it out as soon as I can, but I'm also not going to release it in a state that I'm not happy with. So it's going to take a while. I promise you it'll get on the workshop. I promise you. Just bear in mind that, it's a big ship and I go crazy with my detailing and I'm willing to redo a lot of things. So these kind of things may take a little bit longer of a time. Which is, I mean, it's kind of fitting. If I'm being honest, I redid this bathroom twice, and I redid the meeting room twice, and I redid a lot of the bunk rooms twice. So I redid a lot of the stuff, and you guys don't see that on camera, but there's a lot of times I build something, and it's kind of good, but also I'm not super in love with it. So I give it a little bit of time to think on it, and, maybe go to bed and come back to it the next day, and I realize I want to redo it somehow. So that's kind of what we're dealing with. But I've kind of been rambling a lot about this episode just because it's not really too complicated what we're doing here. I'm just adding a bathroom. So if you're still here, I appreciate it. It really helps the channel out. I will say that's just about all we have for today. So in normal fashion, I'm going to get this into the overworld, and we'll walk around so you guys can kind of see it in the real world. But yeah, that is pretty much all we have for today. So if you made it to the end, again, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. It helps our channel out. If you're new, don't forget to hit or check out our Discord down below. And if you like the series, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. We're going to keep working on this, and I'll get it done for you guys eventually. I promise. You just got to give me some time. But we got our showers working. You fit in here. It's nice, fresh, warm water. I'm going to add probably a ramp here so you don't get stuck in the shower so easily. But yeah, you get to start your Stormworks day with a hot, fresh shower. You get to brush your teeth and get to work. That's all we have for this one, guys. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it, and I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day.